Hello, nerds. So there are a lot of you here now, which is a lot of things. It's really cool, mainly, but it's also a little bit nerve-wracking because now this mechanical camera lens that I'm staring at represents the eyes of 250 people and growing. But seriously, thank you so much for checking out my channel. And since there are so many of you now, I figured it was about time I gave a little bit of an introduction about myself and did a Booktube Newbie tag, as they called it, so you can have an idea of what I'm actually planning to do here and what's going on. So, let me tell you a story. Flashback to 2014, a much simpler time. Some friends and I decided that we wanted to make a movie. It was going to be called Generic Action Movie, and it was supposed to be kind of like a parody of the action movie genre. So we did that, and it was absolutely terrible. It was just a completely improvised mess, but we had a lot of fun doing it, and so we decided to start a channel called Generic Films. In the 7 years since then, I have been occasionally uploading to the Generic Films channel, now called Generic Entertainment, but I never really garnered an audience for anything that I was doing because it was mostly just like terrible videos I was making with my friends that were like pretty much incomprehensible to anyone outside of our main group. But then recently, something changed. I thought, well, you know, I'm really into books. I've been into books my entire life, and so I thought I would maybe start doing book reviews and talking about books on the channel. And so now I'm kind of in a new generic entertainment era where I'm doing kind of like short little comedy sketch things that are related to books, but also I'm going to do a lot of book reviews and talks and things like that. And we're gonna see how that goes. So yeah, that's how I got started here. That's what I'm doing. I feel like I should also provide a disclaimer. Please don't actually go and watch my old movies from like 7 years ago, because they actually are terrible. Well, I feel like I have a kind of a weird sense of humor, I don't know, that I'm excited to kind of bring to the forefront. I like to do a mix of like comedy things and serious things. And also have some authors that I really like who are perhaps lesser known that I am excited to get a chance to talk about. So yeah. I don't know, I'm excited to kind of have an outlet to express myself in weird ways and talk about something I love, which is books, which I don't always have a chance to talk with people in real life about. So yeah, I'm just excited to have an outlet for expressing myself in that way. Reading is absolutely wonderful. It's a subtle sort of pleasure compared to, you know, I love movies and things. But the pleasure of reading a book is that most of the work is done in your head. You get a lot of control over how the story is actually shaped. But at the same time, you get a lot more details than in other media. You can just spend hours and hours immersed in a story in a way that's not really possible for a film or even television. And it's a wonderful way to relax in today's kind of hectic, hyper-stimulated world. I've been reading pretty much my entire life, but I was probably one of like 5 kids in the world who didn't read Harry Potter. My favorite things to read as a kid were anything by Lemony Snicket, or loved Roald Dahl, and this series called Tunnels, which was always one of my favorites. It was kind of like my Harry Potter, but to this day I have not found a single other person who read this series as a kid, so I guess it's like kind of obscure, but that was my jam. And then later on, as I became a teenager, like many people, I found Tolkien, starting with Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, of course, and then moving on into the Silmarillion, which I read in high school and loved, and was kind of, I don't know, it was in many ways kind of the start of my obsession with fantasy. These days, I'm a big fan of Brandon Sanderson, as you may have guessed if you saw my Sanderson related video. And also, I read a lot of sci-fi. I'm really enjoying the Three Body Problem series right now. I might do a review about that when I finish it. And then there are also some kind of literary fiction authors that I'm really into, like Borges is an author I've really enjoyed reading recently. So yeah, that's kind of my my reading journey, I guess. Okay, let's see. Lost in Discovery. How do you have such a wonderful narration voice? I literally feel my blood pressure lowering whenever I'm watching one of your Stormlight Archive explainer videos. It's absolutely wonderful. Man carrying thing. It seems like just yesterday I was subscribed to your channel when you had only like 300 subscribers, and now you've completely dominated YouTube. How did you do that? How did you grow so quickly and successfully? And also, what are you carrying? Seriously, what are you carrying? Challenges. I just need to figure out how to do videos in an engaging way. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here, just sitting in front of the camera talking like this. There's got to be, I don't know, there's got to be something I'm missing. I'm excited to figure out how I can captivate audiences. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Seriously, thank you so much for checking me out and for having confidence in me. And I promise you I have a lot of cool video ideas that I think you'll be excited to see. So be sure to stick around. And thank you. Bye.